Time for some business. Susanna's here.
Hello. Hi there, thanks very much. Spanish borrowing costs have surged to a 15-year high, underlying concerns about Spain's creditworthiness. Spain sold 2.2 billion euros of bonds, more than it had targeted, but the sale came at a high cost. Now, later this afternoon, we should also get the results of another independent audit of Spanish banks, which is due to detail the size of debts they hold. And we've had some worrying data from the Eurozone as well today. Some dismal private sector activity figures showing that even Germany is now starting to suffer on the back of the uncertainty created by the euro crisis. Sarah Hewen, senior economist at Standard Chartered, said that despite Spain's reasonably successful bond sale, Europe faces some tough challenges ahead.
Clearly, though, Spain is still struggling. I think that there are hopes that somehow it confidence will be restored once we get more news about exactly what the borrowing needs will be for its banking sector. We'll have those, as you said, later today. But at the same time, the weak economic data across the euro area are a reminder that most of these economies are in recession. Spain, we know, is in an increasingly deepening recession.
The water company Severn Trent is also hoping to raise money today. It's targeting retail investors by offering an inflation-linked corporate bond to the public rather than to professional investors. The bond will last for 10 years, after which investors will get their money back, plus any rise in the retail prices index. The bond follows those launched by companies such as Tesco, John Lewis and National Grid. Well, we can speak to Mike McKean, who's Chief Financial Officer of Severn Trent now. Hello there, Mike. You're the first water company to raise money in this way. Why have you decided to go down this route?
Well, essentially, it's part of our sourcing of finance. We're a regular requirer of funds from the debt markets. We normally would use the wholesale bond market, and we've successfully used that through this year and indeed in the past. But this market's a new market, and we thought it was important that we should be in this market. There are plenty of investors in the retail market, which is new, and we thought we should ask them if they're interested in the money that they can lend us and we can use.
And what are the returns like? What will potential investors earn on this money?
What we've said is it's fairly straightforward. What we've said is that if you invest £100 with us today, we will inflation adjust that through to 10 years. We will guarantee you the minimum of par value back at 10 years, and on the inflation adjustment, we will pay you 1.3% on that inflation adjustment twice a year.
And how much interest have you had so far?
Well, it's early days. We only launched it this morning. We think it's been reasonably well accepted today, but it's open for 2 weeks. We're looking to raise something of the order of £50 million with probably a maximum of £100 million. That's what we need. And the reason for doing that is that we will be back in this market probably next year and the year after. So we would like to believe this is the first step.
OK, that's great. Thanks very much indeed.
Thank you.
Time for a quick look at the markets before we go, and the FTSE 100, as you can see here on the board, it's still showing a downward pattern that it's seen really all day so far. But the DAX in Frankfurt and the CAC 40 in Paris have both turned positive so far. Dixon's retail up 6.3% after it unveiled some very positive sales for the UK and Ireland. That's all the business news from me for now. More a little bit later from Rachel.
Susanna, thanks very much. We've had some breaking news coming into us from Oslo. The trial of Anders Breivik, responsible for the murder of 77 people, young people, in 2 attacks last summer. The trial is coming to an end, as many of you will know, and this is quite a key bit of news. The prosecution has asked that Breivik be committed to psychiatric care. Part of the question was whether he was considered insane, mentally unstable. The prosecution now recommend that he be committed to psychiatric care. We have to see what the judge does with that. If he goes psychiatric care, he is analysed every 3 years. He could be released if he is considered sane or restored to health.
Yeah, he'd originally asked to be sentenced to death, actually. He thought that he should be eligible for that.